and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Peachy and this channel is all about my Sylvanian families collection. For today's video I thought we'd take a look at one of my favourite Sylvanian pieces, and that is the Watermill Bakery. So this one was released by Flair into the UK range in 2007, so it's quite an old piece now. It was unfortunately discontinued quite some time ago, but this has to be my absolute favourite bakery that they've ever put out for Sylvanians. To me, everything about this bakery is just absolutely perfect. It's everything I really love about Sylvanians kind of compacted into one lovely little building. So the building came with a ton of accessories and we'll go through those in a minute, and it also came with this figure here. This is Christopher Appleblossom and he is definitely one of my favourite Sylvanian figures. He's so cute. I love his little outfit and his little bakery uniform. Love his big fluffy tail. I got this set when it was originally released, probably a couple of years after the original release date, but I remember getting this when I got back into collecting the second time around. I remember falling in love with it as soon as I saw it advertised. I just thought it was absolutely perfect. So if I pop Christopher to one side for a minute, and we'll take a look at the building. First things first, it's kind of a Tudor style with the beams and the kind of lathe and plaster-esque facade. It's got a lovely bright yellow door, and on there is room to hang this little wreath. It says bakery on it. I like the little steps up with the handrails, and then it's got some planters around the front as well as a sign with the opening hours. And then if I tip it just slightly forward, you can see the water running around the building to power the wheel, and the wheel does turn. On the right hand side of the building we've got this lovely window where you can see all of the goods inside. So here are all of those. I love that it comes with these little trays as well. It makes it much easier to set everything up in the window. And then you've got some brickwork, some slats like you would have seen on the older Tomy buildings, some more beams, and this really cute little sign for baking classes. And the theme for the next baking classes is baking bread that looks like the Sylvanians, which I think is so cute. And then here on the sign is a little chocolate rabbit wearing the bakery outfit, so I wonder if this is maybe transferred over from the Japanese version that didn't come with Christopher Appleblossom. I love the little kind of frame that stickers in as well. And then on the other side of the building you can see there's a little chimney stack, and this connects to the oven inside. And then it's got this little window here with shutters moulded into the building. So then on the inside and this is already all set up from how I have it on the shelf, but on this side of the building, so there's the chimney stack from the outside, and you can see that this is the oven, and in the oven we're baking some croissants at the moment, and the oven comes down like this and you can pull the little tray out. You can be baking whatever you like in there, and it's a real old style oven with the doors down the bottom where you'd put in the fuel for cooking. These don't open, but it is very detailed. I like the latching detail on it. Then we've got a little area for Christopher to do his work, so there's some work surfaces, some bags back here for bagging up goods. He's prepping some sandwiches just down the front here, and then behind that is a lot of ingredients for baking. Some flour on the floor and a little tub for him to do his baking in, and one loaf back there ready to go into the oven. And then a really cool feature of this is the wheel outside actually turns this dough making part inside, so you can see the dough turning round and around. And then there's a door moulded into this on the front here that you would open to get the bread out, It doesn't actually open, probably so you can't mess around with the mechanisms in there. I think it's nice that they moulded that in so that you could see how that would work. And if I pull back a bit, you can kind of see that the building is on 2 levels. So you've got the bit where Christopher's doing his work, and that's got a kind of tiled floor, and then you've got slightly raised up the shop space, and that's got a nice wooden floor. Don't know whether that's showing so well on camera, but I like when they kind of differentiate the floors like that, because it makes sense that the floor in the kitchen wouldn't necessarily be the same as the floor in the shop area. So on the counter here we've got a little till so Christopher could come out and serve over here. Then at the door, if I just pop it out, we have some tongs and some little trays on this little stand by the door, so you could grab your tongs and your tray as you're coming in, and then you can go about shopping. And that just tucks really nicely into this little section around the counter and next to the dough machine. So then you can see this is the back side of that window section I showed you earlier, and it's in this kind of nice L shape where you've got all the goods and it's open, so you could access these as you're coming in and pick up with your tongs and put them on your little tray. And then there's a little alcove section here, and that has some baguettes in it and also some jams. So there's a marmalade and a jam that come here, and there's also a place here to hang that little wreath that we saw is on the door. You could also hang it inside if you wanted to display the building this way around. There's a little nook for you to hang it there. So everything that's in here at the moment did come with the building, and this one is 100% complete as far as I'm aware. I love how detailed all the little accessories are. One of my favourites is this little bread house. So this is obviously modelled on one of the starter cottages, and it's like it's been baked out of bread, which I think is really sweet. Also, if I grab one of these little trays, you can see these really cute little animal shaped breads. So there's a sheep, a squirrel, cat and a chocolate rabbit. I think they're really nicely detailed. And these are quite similar to the ones you get in the more modern, I think it's called the Brick Oven Bakery. And then there's another tray with various other breads on it. Again, all super detailed. Lots of different flavours and varieties. And they just fit really nicely into this window space. I love the layout of the building. I like the little alcoves and the windows and just how everything is set out, and it really makes the most of the space that's available. I like how the roof is kind of cut out so you can really get in, and there's a good amount of room to be able to position things, and everything fits really well. There's not too many accessories that it looks crowded, but there's also not too few that it looks really sparse. I really like the colour palette used. It's kind of very neutral and woodsy, feels quite realistic. All of the accessories kind of look really realistic. And yeah, just overall I think this is a really, really great Sylvanian building, and if you're in two minds about whether or not you think this would be a good addition to your collection, I can 100% say it is a really lovely building and one that I would recommend to any Sylvanian collector. It is discontinued now, but they do pop up on eBay fairly frequently, and also if you're in the UK, on the Sylvanian Family's official UK store, they're selling some little accessory packs, some kind of bakery accessory packs. I'll pop some pictures here for you, and those are actually pretty much, if not the same molds as was used in the Watermill Bakery anyway, so you could find a lot of the replacement parts probably cheaper than you could trying to buy them individually on eBay, where people tend to put the prices quite high. So that's all for today's video. I hope you've enjoyed taking a closer look at this vintage bakery building with me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Bye bye for now.